Nope, title of this video is not clickbait. Here's the proof. There's the first invoice for $10,000, and there is the second invoice for $8,000. I paid Iman Gadzhi $18,000. Was it worth it? Now, listen, I know what you guys are probably thinking. What the hell did you pay $18,000 for? So in today's video, what I'm going to be breaking down is exactly what I got for the investment that I made into Iman and his team. And I'm going to let you guys know whether I got scammed or not. There's been a lot of allegations on the internet, a lot of people calling Iman a scammer, saying that he's done a lot of illegitimate business. So in today's video, I'm just going to be giving you my honest experience in purchasing a very high ticket product from Iman. So for some context, if this is your first time watching the channel, just so you know who I am, my name is Luke Del Priore. I own a multi-million-dollar marketing agency that goes by the name of Del Priore Hospitality. And my brother and I are business partners in that multi-seven-figure agency. And obviously, if you guys are watching this channel, I'm sure you know that Iman is one of the OGs of the agency space, the SMMA space as a whole. And that's someone that I always looked up to even before starting my agency. Long story short, here's how I wound up paying him $18,000. There was an Instagram account that came out called Chat with Iman or Chat with Iman. And it was basically just like an Instagram channel where he was like, if you're already making over 20K a month, ask me any questions. So I was like, okay, this is obviously like a different caliber of an audience that he's wanting people to watch through this channel. So I see there could be value here. You know what? I'm game to check this out. I want to learn a little bit more about this. So I dropped a question in the chat and he actually made a small video responding to it completely for free. He put it on the Instagram story on that account. And once he posted that, the next story over was I've opened up a group called 8FL, which stands for 8-figure license. I'm giving away my systems for my personal brand, how I've brought in over 100 million. And I'm like, oh shit, this sounds really cool. Like I definitely want to check that out. So what I did was I slid up, I said I was interested, I got booked for a Zoom meeting, and I was presented this product called 8FL. Basically within 8FL, here's what you get. You get a 1-hour private Zoom meeting with Iman. So it's just you and Iman for an hour. You also get weekly support calls with his C-suite team. So what you get is you get meetings every single week with different members of his team. It could be Luis is one of the guys that's on those calls. Tristan is one of the guys that's on those calls. So you get to meet his C-suite team of like his top executives that run different departments inside of his businesses. And you can ask them questions about operations, about personal brand. You can basically ask them whatever you want. Marketing, things of that nature. So that's another piece of the program that you get access to. And what you also get access to is basically a couple hours of pre-recorded content that his team put together on how to get YouTube videos to perform well as other things, how to set up back-end processes, etc. And really, honestly, the main selling point of the product was the 1-hour Zoom meeting, the ability to ask him any questions that I wanted to for a full hour on Zoom. That was really what I was paying for. The course itself is basically like an add-on. I figured there'd be some value in there. But really what I wanted to purchase this for was the 1-hour Zoom. And legally, I'm not allowed to release that call to you guys, or I would, but obviously that was a call that I paid tens of thousands of dollars for. But I would say Iman gave me some pretty good advice on the call. We were talking about personal branding, the offer that I have created, and the education community and circle that I've created. I was just picking his brain on various different things, and I got a lot of value out of the call. He met myself, my brother met him, and honestly, he was a chill dude. I'm not going to sit here and badmouth him in that regard. The 1-hour call definitely had a lot of value. And anytime you can learn from someone that's miles above you and years ahead of you, that's a good situation to be in. I don't know if you guys know this, but Alex Hormozy paid Grant Cardone lots of money for consulting and for simple Zoom calls. When you can speak to someone that's ahead of where you are and they've already done something that you want to do, if they save you time by giving you information, that actually makes you money. And that's always been my mentality. Now, the 1-hour call was great. As far as the actual course program itself, I mean, yeah, there's some cool things that you can learn. The pre-recorded stuff was put together pretty well, but a lot of it was shot basically like on Loom. It's not a super high quality production as far as the actual pre-recorded material that's in it. But to be fair, that's not really why people buy things anyway. You're buying them for the value that's in it. So I think the production quality of the actual content for the program could have been higher, being that you're paying $18,000. It's mainly like Loom videos, which I thought was a little bit of a turnoff. There was value in the videos and you can make them applicable. So I can see that the videos were still worth something. And then really the last piece of the group that I saw value in was actually getting to pick his team's brain about setting ads up or about setting different systems up within a business. I think hearing it from those people is definitely valuable. I think Iman pops on those calls maybe like once a month from what I see in the group. he's not super actively engaged in the actual group for 8FL. And that is one thing that I've always questioned, you know, and again, this is not me bad-mouthing Iman, but he has so many things going on. He has the investment in WAP, different software businesses, the eyewear brand, an energy drink brand. The way that I've always thought about business as a whole, and again, I'm still nowhere near where he's at, but I've always thought like when your focus is spread into so many different buckets for attention, how good can each thing be? I think about Jeff Bezos and Amazon. I think about Elon Musk and Tesla. And I'm sure they do other things on the side, but their big companies have a lot of energy and attention dedicated to them. So it kind of makes you think that certain things are kind of like side quests and there's not a lot of effort and attention really put into it. It's almost like if you sell 30 to 50 different things, how good can each thing be? One thing that I would have enjoyed is maybe a little bit more group support from Iman himself. It's a lot of his team that's in the group, not so much himself. So after the Zoom you do with him, he's not going to be answering questions in the group chats or anything like that for the most part. It's primarily going to be his team, which again is not a bad thing. But when you're buying a program from someone, ultimately I've always seen it as you want that person's advice. And as far as the actual network goes in terms of being in the group chat with the other people, the network to me is a bit overrated, and I'll tell you why. Networking as a whole is overrated unless it's people that are doing similar or exactly the same thing that you do. If you run a roofing business and you're in a group chat with only roofing business owners, you guys run into the same headaches when it comes to scaling. You guys run into the same headaches when it comes to service, sales. You guys run into the same issues. So being able to ask other roofers that question has a lot of value. This group chat is very broad. It's very vague. Some people sell fitness coaching. Some people have marketing agencies. Some people are high-ticket closers. So the issues that they run into are not really one and the same. It's different niches and different total addressable markets. So to me, the network doesn't really have a ton of value, if I'm being completely honest. I've not been able to make money or facilitate a deal with anyone that's in the group. So overall, what would I rank my experience in purchasing from Iman? I would say I would give the product as a whole a 6 out of 10. The most valuable thing I got out of the group was the 1-hour Zoom meeting that I had set up with Iman. I saw a lot of value in that, and I got a lot of good value. Everything after that felt a little bit diluted, to be quite honest. And if I had to rank the group on a scale of 1 to 10 fairly, I would give it a 6 out of 10. Now, to answer the question, do I feel like I got scammed? Do I think that Iman is a scammer? Absolutely not. And I think anyone that wants to drop hit piece videos and try to call people out, oh, they put together bad products, is honestly a scumbag in general, especially if they're doing it for their own personal gain. This is not for me to sit here and badmouth Iman. I think that he genuinely probably meant to put together a really good product. It just wasn't a 10 out of 10 for me. That doesn't mean I'm going to sit there asking for a refund or insinuate that I would never buy anything from his company again. Maybe I would. Maybe if the offer was a little bit more specific to what I was looking for, maybe it would be something that I'd be interested in or see value in. But overall, like I said, I would give it a 6 out of 10. Do I think Iman is a scammer? No. Do I think that the product could have been a little bit better? Yes. But that's my synopsis. That's just my 2 cents. That's what I make of that investment that I made into getting coached by Iman. But I honestly believe that at some point in the future, I'll return the investment just based off getting the clarity of the focus of now what I'm working on from the 1-hour Zoom and the consulting. So that one-on-one had a lot of value. And I would still argue, even though it's a 6 out of 10, that I do not necessarily regret the investment. Any money that I invest into myself and the self-bettering of myself, I would never view as a waste of money. That's just my 2 cents. But now it's up to you to go build your own career. It's up to you to go build your own life. So maybe stop watching YouTube and go work.